uh can't be your true self, trying to copy divine feminine. Divine feminine do things that they can't. Karma more than if they would have just quit. This time it doesn't work. Man, divine feminines. What? I don't know. But because they tried to create this personality, it's like if I go back to being me, I'm gonna be so boring and he really gonna leave and I'm gonna lose everything that I have, and I haven't saved any money because I have to pay off this karmic debt or something, like a habit that they have. And if they don't have medical insurance, whatever their mental health is, they have to use that money to buy medication. I heard the masculine say like she was I heard her with some pills and she was taking them, and I thought they were just Tic Tacs because that's what she told me, that they were Tic Tacs, access only. That's why, because it's not your energy getting curved. Not You can't fake energy, but you can manipulate, especially if the person could be easily manipulated, or if they're just gullible, they just believe because it makes sense, especially if divine feminine did it. Too eager to help, you're supposed to, or are you too good at it? I said something like people come to you and see what type of advice that you give to see if they just jealous because you always seem like you got the right answers, like you always, like you know everything type stuff. Divine masculine thinks when so the masculine could okay, when the masculine and the feminine, divine feminine, were together, they talked about certain things before he got with this karmic, and he suggested it to the karmic, and the karmic was uninterested. So that's when the masculine started moving different, and the karmic caught on. It was like, oh, he must be communicating with that girl. So she probably went through his phone, social medias, all that stuff, couldn't find nothing. And then so she had to conjure up black magic again, and she was like, dang, she said, okay, I'm gonna just do it one more time and blah blah blah. But she was told not to do it, so that one more time that she did it, it just got her into a whole thing of debt, to where it's like, you never gonna come up out of this. And the only reason why she's holding on to the masculine is because she needs divine feminine's help, and until she gets divine feminine's help, she won't release him. But it's like, you're not going to get the help because you're untrustworthy, intimidating. Divine feminine is unfazed, unbothered. She worried about her next move. It's like y'all took too long to release this masculine, and 9 out of 10, it could take years for somebody to gain courage to make a move to their real divine feminine. So as far as waiting for somebody to be released, that's not going to happen unless unless y'all got an understanding. How would she know that we didn't record or go public with it? How is she copying? So somebody could come across your page because the karmics was talking about it or something, whatever, however, and months ago, you could have given a reading on these karmics and stuff, and then he's like, well, how would she know that this is what went on if we never told anybody? Self-doubt. Moving forward, do the work, no reward, gullible, hold people accountable. So the reason why they were able to get away with taking divine feminine's gift is because she never stood up for herself or never said nothing. So they just did stuff upon stuff upon stuff, thinking that divine feminine would never speak up and claim her power back, like come into her power, all that stuff. So they felt like they could just do a bunch of black magic and not have to deal with the karma of it. And some people saying like, oh, I don't got kids, I don't got to worry about that. But you never know when you can have kids. So I think these masculines be getting females pregnant just so that they could deal with their karma. But you got the wrong one pregnant because it's a divine feminine, and there's nothing that you could purposefully do to teach divine feminine a lesson, because there's no lesson that divine feminine needs to learn. Like, it was something that you needed to learn. Out of her hands, beg and plead, have to ignore threats, have faith, distractions, and they can't give up. So by them trying to intimidate divine feminine to not go through with something, it's like against what she believes in, like her ancestors, her intuition, all that stuff. Multi-talented, they don't know how talented divine feminine is until they see her on social media. They're going to see all her personality, all that stuff like that. And that could possibly be when they reach out to you. But you know they always try to reach out to you when it's too late. Divine masculine don't want to admit that he likes divine feminine because other people could admit like, okay, well, since he sees something in you, I'm going to... Because everybody is a monkey see, monkey do. Nobody knows how to make their own decisions. You just listen, follow the next person, whatever. I asked you more than once. So divine masculine was trying to get divine feminine to be confident and express herself to him so that he could know that they're on the same page and he just not expressing himself to somebody who don't care. But that's the situation he's in now. Talking about divine feminine shows up, put in the work, distract. They didn't like that divine feminine was secure in herself and didn't have to sell her body, and that divine feminine knew about their secrets, because it's like whoever they sold their body to, divine feminine was hanging out with, so they felt like she was going to find out their secret and tell divine masculine, and that he would not want to be with them anymore. So they said that it was about divine feminine, or they tried to get divine feminine to be, so they're like, she don't even like you like that. She like whoever comes to her. Like, she'll give anybody a chance. She don't got no standards or nothing like that. But it's not that. It's you have to give people a chance. You can't judge people by how they look or whatever you think. The same thing he just told divine feminine. Like, you can't sit here and judge me and say you don't trust me or whatever. And he's like, who can you really trust? You never know. Like, it don't matter how long you know somebody. You never can fully trust somebody. You just have to take a chance. But, you know, if these send-off masculines are, if they know, like, they're being guided by these comments because they doing black